I think everybody's really excited. I think that, I think just the history of the rivalry and years and years and years of Iowa State. We always tell them the biggest match of the year is the next match, and so it's definitely true this week. It's just I tell our guys that you want to put yourself in big arenas, in big-time wrestling arenas, and let's face it, Carver Hawkeye is one of the top, arguably top 2 or 3 wrestling arenas in our sport, and so I think that in itself says enough that we get a chance to wrestle in a place that wrestling is really important, and just like Hilton Coliseum and just like Penn State, and there's very few places out there where you get this kind of crowd and this kind of excitement and this kind of energy. Iowa, I guess, I know they've had last week. I know they had a few guys out, and I'm expecting, obviously besides Kimmer, I'm expecting them to bring all their horses. Beating Iowa State is beating your in-state rival is always important. So I think for anybody to sit this weekend would have to be fairly significant for them. So we're expecting all the horses. That's probably the marquee match that probably the whole nation's going to watch. Is Austin Gomez comes in as a very highly touted freshman, and then you got a guy that has made a name for himself last year, and then he transfers to a place like Iowa and triples his curb appeal, and so yeah, you got a high energy guy and a high energy guy, and I think that sets itself up for a big match. Obviously, you got to give DeSanto probably a little bit of an edge because he's in his home arena and he's been down this road a lot. Gomez has wrestled in one college dual meet, and it was Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. So this is a big step for him. Well, I think last year we did a very good job of going out and taking it to him, even though it was a huge mismatch. If you're going to go out and fight in the parking lot, at least throw a punch. And we didn't punch much last year, and I'm not saying that in a illegal sense. I'm saying in a try to score some points, go out and get after guys, and so we need to go out and get after them, and that's our message all the time. But it's definitely going to be our message when you get to Carver Hawkeye Arena, that we can't sit back on our heels. We got to go. It will very much be a good measuring stick for us this first semester. It really will. It'll tell us which guys are ready to take that big time challenge. And I think that's exciting. I think it is. And if you're gonna perform at the NCAA championships, at the Big 12 championships, in any venue where it's important, you've got to be able to go out and compete. And so if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. But there's got to be a high level of competition. There's got to be a high level of effort. And so that's what we're preaching, is just we just really got to throw it out there. And that's what the fans want to see. I mean, let's break this down. This is an entertainment sport, and I don't know how much it costs to get in to watch on Saturday, but we need to make sure that we give everybody their money's worth. Let's see, you look at Degen and Lugo, you got 2 guys that are probably both, top 15, top 20 guys. I think it probably was. I think Lugo's kind of had a couple losses lately, and so he's probably maybe slid down the rankings, but he's beaten some really good guys in his career, so he's a guy that, at the end of the year, I think will be right in the hunt. That's definitely one on paper that I think you look at. I think we can compete at 84. Wilkie's done a really good job for us, but I think Colbray's done a pretty good job for us. Gosh, I'm probably missing somebody, but Parker and Murin, that could be a really, really good match. Parker's really wrestled well this year, and we're excited about how he's going to compete. So I think that I think it's going to be a great. I'm going to try to sell them a few more tickets here, but I think it's going to be a great dual meet from those matchups. Degen's very definitely capable. I mean, you look at him, he loses to a guy in the Cyclone Open, fairly significant, and then he goes and beats him fairly significant 2 weeks later. So that's what Degen, one of our buzzwords that I've tattooed our program with is consistency, and so we've got to get Degen to get on the right consistency and not the low consistency, the high consistency. So we challenge him that all the time. You got to bring it in here, and if you get some consistency in here, then it'll translate out there. So I'm curious to see if he can keep that. He's kind of he's really wrestled well in St. Louis. So I know he'll be excited for this match. We just got to really do a good job early.